From KGW, this is The Good Stuff.
I think it's going to make a huge difference to people's lives.
Tonight on The Good Stuff, we take you to a place you might think is the opposite of joyful. We're talking about funeral homes and the feelings that come with the deepest losses. Thanks for joining us. I'm Deidre Johnson. One local memorial is trying to make the toughest days a little less painful. Catherine Cook and photographer Kyle Connolly show us in this Pacific Storyland.
When we lose a loved one, peace is hard to find in this valley or any other. At Finley Sunset Hills Mortuary in southwest Portland, the goal is easing that burden of grief. Lately, a new angel has been helping with that. Her name is Finny.
She's a puppy, so she's probably going to jump on you and give you a lick. And it really distracts in a wonderful way.
Shannon Spiker is general manager at Finley Sunset Hills. Finny, the 7-month-old English cream, belongs to her. Finny's love belongs to everyone.
In your most difficult time, you see the big eyes and the fluffy head looking up at you. It's that, oh, there's a puppy. And it takes them out of that all-encompassing grief moment that they're in.
She said she's a good girl.
If not a bereaved loved one,
Did you get a good sleep? You did.
staff members often need a lift.
Gotta get back to work, okay? We'll see you later.
Their work can be heavy.
Maybe someone is young, maybe it was unexpected. That's always the hardest.
They stick with you for a day or two because you're like, oh, that was a big one.
Employees have coping mechanisms and training, but looking back, they say something was missing.
So not really dealing very well before Finny.
Spiker realized that too. It's why she got Finny.
Should we go see someone else? Come on.
People come into my office where she is a lot of the time and they say, I need some Finny time. I need some puppy time.
About a week ago, I had a bit of a rough go, and she brought Finny in, and I was able just to like kind of hold her and like kind of process and walk through.
Finny is always ready to help. Here she is with a neighbor dog whose day
But they're holding paws.
just got better.
See that?
I think she knows that she's there to help you.
I think more places should have support animals. I think there should be a lot more ways of having a healthier way to support mental health and like having people be able to express it.
Finny comes by most of her sweetness naturally.
Hello.
But she's also in training.
How's it going?
Her eyes are set on becoming a canine good citizen.
Yes.
The American Kennel Club offers the certification, which stresses good manners.
Oh my gosh.
Spiker takes Finny's role here seriously.
To be able to greet people and really show them that unconditional love, happiness, outpouring of joyful emotion that isn't always present in a funeral home.
There's nothing we can do to stop death. It is, as they say, part of life. But when you're walking through the pain,
I think it's going to make a huge difference to people's lives.
having a soft place to land doesn't hurt. In Southwest Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Was that good?
If you have an idea for Pacific Storyland, Catherine would love to hear from you. You can text her at 503-226-5088 or send an email to pacificstoryland@kgw.com.
I'm walking the same halls as him, deciding the same ideas and figuring out what I want to do, and I hope to be like him one day.
Well, it was an out-of-this-world experience for students in Camas. They linked up via video with astronaut and Camas High graduate Dr. Michael Barrett. He's aboard the International Space Station. The students asked many questions from how you grow plants in space to how you sleep. Our John Adams was there for the unique experience.
From high above the Earth's atmosphere, Dr. Michael Barrett spent half an hour answering a wide range of questions from curious and excited Camas students.
How did the solar eclipse look from space?
What's your favorite part of the space station and why?
Do astronauts need courage to fly in space?
You need a bit of courage. I would say you need a bit of fear as well. But mostly what you need is a lot of knowledge and a lot of understanding so that you know everything about the spaceship you're going to fly in, about the space environment at the station you're going to fly to.
For some, the opportunity brought some anxiety.
It was very nerve-wracking. I was nervous and excited.
And for others, it brought to life wonders beyond our world.
Space is limitless, so no one really can measure space with a ruler or anything.
Dr. Barrett had plenty of information to share. This is his third time on the International Space Station after all. He made previous trips in 2009 and 2011. The fact that he grew up in the same campus community that these students live in makes their far-out dreams seem closer to reality.
I'm walking the same halls as him, deciding the same ideas and figuring out what I want to do, and I hope to be like him one day.
Campus is really small. It's not somewhere like big, like, I don't know, New York. And to be somewhere so small and to go to somewhere so big and important, I think that was really cool.
Many students thank Dr. Barrett for the work he has done in space.
I would like to say that he's done a great job and keep on working.
He did really good and he's accomplished so much.
Work that could be inspiring the next generation of astronauts.
If I ever go to outer space, I'd be screaming and laughing and having as much fun as I can.
You can tell those students had an absolute blast. Well, our Devin Haskins recently did a special feature with Dr. Barrett. To learn more about the astronaut and his journey to space, go to kgw.com. Check this out. A local student is this year's Doodle for Google winner in Oregon. This is the drawing Inchara Shri submitted. She goes to Tumwater Middle School in Portland. Students had to address the topic, My Wish for the Next 25 Years, through their art. Shri wishes for a future with more female leaders, especially a U.S. president. For the national contest, 5 finalists will be selected. To vote for her drawing, go to doodleforgoogle.com. Oregon students who are Pacific Islander and Native Hawaiian are getting some extra support. It's all thanks to a bill passed last year by the state legislator. Thomas Schultz has a look at how it will help.
For years, Native Hawaiian and Pacific Islander student graduation rates have lagged below Oregon state averages, and a high number of students were missing large chunks of class time too.
We're seeing Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander students with the highest rates of chronic absenteeism.
Though now, a new state plan is sparking optimism. Through conversations with community members, the Oregon Department of Education hopes to understand how to better support Pacific Island students.
What this means to me is hope.
Johnny Vangafa is a special education assistant in the Medford School District. He says for years, Medford has had few teachers of Pacific Island descent, though now that's changing.
We've been very intentional even at our high school, to be able to hire Pacific Islander folks.
He says more representation will spur student success, and the new legislation is designed to give community members input on student needs.
I think it's an opportunity for us to have a voice.
We were seeing high rates of chronic absenteeism, a lot of over-reliance on punitive measures for Pacific Islander students when they're struggling in schools.
And the thought is, with better understanding of why students are struggling, schools can better support them and hand out less suspensions.
So part of this process is to start including their perspectives.
With the bill passing and stuff like that, there's a lot of notice. There's a lot of more eyes and ears that are open to our concerns.
This summer, applications for funds from the Department of Education will be available to schools. Many hope the money will lead to a more inclusive learning space. Coming up next on The Good Stuff, local first responders experience the most extreme emergencies without putting anyone in danger. Their high-tech training after the break. Welcome back. What might look like a video game is actually training first responders. In Clackamas County, firefighters are going hands-on with virtual reality technology. Ashley Grams has a closer look.
At first glance, it looks like a video game, but this is actually a virtual reality training for first responders.
Everybody's cautious about technology and gaming and is it valuable? It is now.
That's Rick Huffman. He's the EMS Division Chief for Clackamas Fire. He helped apply for a grant from the Department of Homeland Security that funded this new technology.
I think anybody will tell you the first time you put on a virtual headset and either you're jumping off a building or doing something, it feels so much real, more real than you expect.
Huffman says Clackamas Fire is only the second fire agency in the nation to use this Australian-made program. It's called EmergiSim, short for Emergency Simulation. The VR headsets themselves are available to anyone. It's this specialty software that's so unique.
Most of the simulations are something that we have a hard time practicing on because they're so extreme and so high risk.
Often the simulations are shootings, stabbings, multiple car pileups, or terrorist attacks.
Your brain thinks you're there, and that's been proven. And so that's why it's valuable for us.
First responders will now get a chance to treat every patient on scene in a high-stress situation, so they're prepared for any emergency in real life.
Well, today I visited just one fire station, but they tell me they hope to have this virtual reality training in all 20 stations soon. In Clackamas, Ashley Grams, KGW News.
Now to a firefighter in Minnesota who vowed to visit every fire department in the state before he retired. Now, that's not an easy task since there are hundreds of them, but he did it. And Boyd Hupert was with him along the way.
Firefighting has been a decades-long journey.
2009.
For Hubie Widmer.
And that hauls all our rescue equipment on it.
Just ask.
That's a 2003.
And he'll tell you the year.
This ladder was a 1997.
Of every truck in the bay.
That's a 2015.
And the year he was minted.
52. I'm the oldest one in Carver County right now. But
71 years old. Nearly 43 years with the Watertown Fire Department.
We had one retired last night here.
And now, mere weeks from being on this wall himself.
Emotional.
Hard as it is for Hubie to face the end of this journey.
Caledonia.
He found a journeyman's
Brownsdale.
way.
Holland.
To go out.
Harmony. I said, I wanted to get my picture taken in front of every fire department in the state. Good Thunder.
Every fire department in the state.
Macon.
Is.
Clinton.
Well.
Cherry.
A lot.
Hoffman. We basically been to every town in the state of Minnesota.
Crossing off towns on a 20-page list.
I sit with it on my lap in the truck.
Denise Widmer joined her husband.
Northwest Angle.
On his 10-year quest.
Yeah.
We kind of didn't think it was ever going to get done.
Mankato.
But.
Geneva.
They kept at it.
Waseca. They'd get home and then they'd start putting pins all over.
The magnifying glass.
Till the number of pins all but matched
Hancock,
the number
Lowry,
of Minnesota
Albertville
fire departments.
775, we've been to 774.
Meaning they have just one left.
The mission will be complete.
Their journey might have ended.
Smile.
Right here in front of the MSP Airport Fire Station. But
welcome,
Greg Fuller.
Thank you.
The airport's acting fire chief.
So this is the fire station, crew quarters.
Wasn't about
hazmat
to let Hubie take a photo and run.
Oh yeah.
He's in his element right now.
Wow, the whopper. Unreal.
They don't have one of these in Watertown.
That's kind of neat. Nice for round bales on the fire.
Yeah, exactly. Spin that around.
Pretty amazing.
He's just like a little kid.
Oh, that was awesome.
But then
Perfect.
MSP's firefighters
There's 14.
don't have this.
It's literally a garage. That's it.
As the end of Hubie's 4-decade firefighting journey approaches.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Could there be a better place to land?
You want to do Wisconsin next, or?
Nope.
What a trip for him. Coming up, one of the greatest football players to come out of Oregon and the legendary hair that came with it. His life and legacy up next. But first, let's step outside with our reserve golf course Skycam. The sun is shining bright as it makes its way below the horizon. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Good Stuff. We continue our Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander Heritage Month coverage on the football field. We check out the Hall of Fame career of one of the best football players to come out of Oregon. Evan Watson has the story.
Many legendary defensive players have suited up for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Troy Polamalu is certainly one of the best. The list of accolades is long. Hall of Famer, two-time Super Bowl champ, Defensive Player of the Year, 8-time Pro Bowler, and the NFL All-Decade Team in the 2000s. Polamalu grew up in Santa Ana, California, and was raised by a single working mother. During a summer visit to see family in the small southern Oregon town of 10 Mile, he asked if he could stay. He told the Sporting News, "It was divine intervention. Oregon was a beautiful place for God to raise me." Polamalu was a standout athlete at Douglas High School in Winston, where he was also an honor student. He went on to play college football at USC, where he became one of the best safeties in the history of the Pac-10 Conference. Polamalu was known for his high intensity on the field, earning the nickname of the Samoan Headhunter and Tasmanian Devil. And you can't talk about Polamalu without mentioning the hair. He's a spokesman for Head & Shoulders shampoo and insured his hair for $1 million with Lloyd's of London. That earned him a Guinness World Record for most highly insured hair.
You can watch all the stories in our Breaking Barriers series on our KGW YouTube page.